Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's the first quarter of Blanchard and Madill. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We have those wrapped up for now. Score 21-0 with 4:34 left to go in the first. Carson, Blanchard scored on another touchdown while we were down. We are now on defense facing a 1st and 10 against Madill.
Yeah, and off it's another Brayson Carter touchdown on the night after just kind of really just almost looked like a hot route kind of on Madill's side of the territory. But Madill's first play of this drive, try to go with just a quick pass out on the edge to the slot receiver. It is not completed, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats.
I guess we should say only the second game for us, thankfully, outside, but both times, both at Hera and here, spectacular weather conditions. If we were playing, Saturday around the city, we would have been done for, especially if it was the early afternoon period.
Yeah, I'm going to be, as the Wildcats going to try to go up the middle, brought down eventually by
Jackson Harper on the carry.
Tackle made for the Lions by Jace Jackson.
I'll say this. When's the last time you've seen a college football game be moved up because of weather for Oklahoma specifically? It's been a very, very long time. That's how bad we're thinking the story.
Might have done some, unless I'm thinking of basketball. Kind of something similar within the past 3 or so years. Wildcats 3 wide to the top of the formation. 3 minutes ago in the first quarter, quarterback rollout yet again. Shoulder pump fakes a defender out, but it's not going to get enough gainage on the run to the right after nothing was available.
I got to say, I like number 7's game so far for Madill. I mean, he's been able to make a couple guys miss, but the problem with it, that is the Lions are really good at going side to side. And even though you may miss one, you're going to have 3 guys right up against you ready to combat that miss if possible. And that's pretty much what you saw there, a textbook example of that.
4th and 6 for the Wildcats, lined up in front, punt formation. Lions with their punt return to counter it. A low snap, it's bounced. Kicker does a good job rallying it up, getting it off. After a couple of Madill bounces, Carter is going to basically grab it on the runs, going up the sideline now. Cuts back inside just a little bit. It's got one defender. It gets past and brought down now. Wildcats' own 30-yard line.
It's fun to see special teams doing work early for this Blanchard team. I felt like the 2 things that they do really well, special teams, turnovers. You're getting that here in abundance very, very early. Offense hasn't really just been on the field for a whole long because we've had a lot of gash plays for scores, so we'll see. We'll keep a timer, see how long they can stay on the field this time.
Lions testing out 2 running backs set here. McIntyre and Conway in the backfield with Perryman. 2 receivers to the top of the formation. Cork on island. Perryman's going to hand off to McIntyre after a short stop and bounce around the edge. He's going to go all the way up in the Madill's red zone, but we do have a flag back at the 30-yard line. This is most likely going to come back for a holding on the Lions.
Yeah, I think that happened. I want to say maybe a guard. Something happened on the inside. You got a little bit of a pile up because I think we had a hold. So this will be coming back for the Lions. First penalty on the offense for the Lions. A good run nonetheless. I mean, not with the hold. You had to wait for the run to develop a little bit, but he did find that seam, and I don't necessarily think it was just because of that hold he was able to get through a hole.
Lions staying with the same personnel out there. Work at the bottom of the formation. Carter and Watkins out wide. Madill showing 5 up front. Perryman takes a snap. All 5 go down. Conway is going to run hard up the middle after a gain of about 5 yards. I have still a 2nd and long for the Lions. Ball now on the 35-yard line in Madill territory.
I guess we should say we had a rulesman text one of us as far as what happened with that kickoff touchback/touchdown. Because of the rules, that definitely should have been a touchback. A touchdown should not have been awarded to the Lions on that play, but sometimes you just have to get what's given to you, and the Lions will take that any day of the week.
Perryman's going to hit Carter across on the quick slant route. Carter's going to run across the defensive formation yet again, and we're going to get a third Yarbrough & Sons touchdown of the night from Brayson Carter. So we had earlier that's been about, 3 touchdowns receiving for Brayson. I'm sure I remember one might have been special teams, but.
And he's done most of the damage after the catch. It hasn't really been.
Yes, 2 have been almost the same concept where he kind of on that left side where he lines up cutting across, catches it, and then just makes his way to the right side, kind of edges out that Madill backup. So Alex Price's PAT is going to be good. It's going to bring the Lions to a 27-0 score with 1:25 left to go in your first quarter.
28, to nothing.
Now
Your score about to be the end of the first here. We're going to take a quick break. Come back to kickoff. You're watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
$10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Campbell is going to kick off deep. Wildcats field it, run it to their right side immediately. It does break out of a couple of tackles, so Madill Wildcats a little bit better form or field position to get started off with here. Start out on their own 35-yard line.
Just because I'm a little bit of a sicko for some high school sports history, Madill, not an opponent that Blanchard has played a whole lot, but one of the more 4 times, I guess you could say. 4 times they have played all together. The one that most people probably remember, 2012, that was a 60-7 win for Blanchard over Madill en route to a state championship. But Blanchard 4-0 against Madill all time. The first time they played was in 2009, also in the playoffs.
Madill quarterback going to use his legs yet again. Going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage after running out to the right side of the formation away from 2 receiver set to his left. Bring up a 2nd and 11 for the Wildcats. Running clock, 50 seconds to go.
I think we had to say something about this. We knew coming in that, Madill wasn't going to be too much of a huge competition for Blanchard, but it takes a certain amount of chutzpah to come into this game and just be able to treat it like any other opponent any other day, and that's exactly what you're doing here. 28-0 here, almost at the end of the first.
Yeah, just
do you like that word, by the way?
Trying
chutzpah?
to look. We'll have to pull the thesaurus out later and make sure it's actually workable.
Moxie.
Yeah, the bubble pass to the left side is going to go for a gain of about 4 yards to the Wildcats. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 to go.
I believe that will be the last play of the first quarter. The Lions lead the Madill Wildcats 28-0 here at the end of the first. The Lions are in control. We're going to take a quick break and bring to you all the second quarter action after a couple messages. You are watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
Showers. In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future? Discover a path worth traveling down? Find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them.
Welcome back to Blanchard versus Madill and Madill America. I'm Drake Vidito alongside Carson Craig. Todd Lisenby out tonight, the great Nate. always doing the best job that he possibly can. And Gabe also up here. We've been shouting out Gabe recently. I like it. I like involving everyone in a team plan. Carson, I will pass it over to you for Madill offensive drive.
Nickel set for the Lions defense. They're bringing the blitz on the quarterback. And we have a fumble recovered by Cork Pierce.
The Lions forcing turnovers early. I think it's a great time to shout out some of our sponsors if you want to take it away.
Yeah, after the Lions' first turnover in a week.
I feel like we need a turnover
week-long
sponsor
drought.
with how much Blanchard does it.
Just going through our list for tonight, we just want to thank our sponsors again for making a lot of this in the year possible. First United Bank and Mortgage, Yarbrough & Sons Heating and Air, LB Realty Group, Brightway Insurance, Blanchard Eye Care, The Wolf Family, Coops Performance Gym, Blanchard Animal Hospital, The Dental Garage, Tanner Foster of Edward Jones, Craig and Strait Orthodontics, Keeler Custom Homes, RV Oasis, and Quick Wrench.
Really good run there from Perriman. Had a couple of guys tacked on him early, but he was able to push forward for a pretty substantial gain with a couple of guys wrapped around you.
So after Perriman's run for the Lions offense, going to bring up 2nd and 4 for the Lions. 11:20 to go in the second quarter. Getting right at that red zone markage of the field. Lions still continuing to... Oh, never mind, they did go away from the two running back formation, tied in now with Mosher as the handoff to Fugett's going to go for a minimal gain, if any. Got flags down and the backfield. Most likely a hold on that type of play. We'll wait what the white judge has to say here.
It's a hold.
So,
I was doing some research because, again, don't know a whole lot about Madill just from the amount of times that Blanchard has played. Madill's only actually ever made it to the quarterfinals of their school's history of playoff runs. One was in 1951 when it was Class B. Listen to this. Beat Moore in the first round and then lost to Waurika. Talk about a difference of towns when you talk about the year 2024.
Mosher still in for tight end as Lions go with 3 receivers, 1 tight end set. Perriman's going to fake the handoff. Fugett's rolling out. He's got Mosher on that kind of tight end. It's called naked concept. Roll out. Mosher breaks a couple of tackles. He's going to get a Yarbrough & Sons touchdown for the Lions. 10:21 left to go in this second quarter. Nathan Mosher about the 20-yard catch and run. Now that was a little bit more actually because that penalty, so about 30 yards catch and run for Nathan Mosher and Perriman.
A common theme for these catch and runs for Blanchard is that they're having to peel off some tacklers in the process. It's not just all green in front of him. Nathan Mosher, the same story, had to block off a couple of guys en route to 6. Blanchard looking real crisp, real clean so far tonight.
Yeah, I think the only downside so far on offense is just seeing just touch more of the holding penalties you'd like
right.
to see this
2
far
holding
into
penalties
into the season, but they'll continue to work on that and shore that up.
We're going to take a quick break. 10:20 left to go here in the second. The Lions lead the Wildcats in Madill 35-0. You're watching Blanchard football on BlanchardLions.tv.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Welcome back. They score 35-0 here early in the second. Your Lions lead the Madill Wildcats. Blanchard kicking off to Madill.
Matt Campbell's kicking deep yet again tonight. The Wildcats going to be brought down, I believe, by Chauncey Conway. Conway on the wrap-up. Lions defense going to have to stop the ball. Going. Let's see where they're going to place this.
Well, they're going east.
We're trying to do some
I do
quick,
know that.
Trying to do some quick math here. So we got the 23rd, so 77 yards.
I will say this. You know, it's early in the second. You don't want to ever discount a game or call it over, but these are some of my favorite games because we know that later down the line here in the third, maybe early to late third, we're going to get some guys, some reps in there that we usually don't call out on Fridays. So if Blanchard keeps doing what they're doing, handling their business, we are en route to that possible destination.
Motion across. 21's going to rally back around after going to the bottom side of the formation, take the jet sweep handoff. Maybe a gain of about 2 yards for the Wildcats.
Was Jace Vermillion on the tackle, the senior. Jace, one of my favorite interviews this year. The guy does a lot of what we do. He calls with the great Nate for basketball. Is that correct? That's right. Just a really knowledgeable guy when it comes to the sport that he plays, but a really good tackle from Jace out there in the flats.
Motion across yet again. 21's going to take it. We're going to get trying to do a double pass here. Ball is up, incomplete. Lions cover that well, didn't bite too hard on it. So Wildcats going to have a 3rd and 8 coming up from their own 28-yard line.
Good job by Oliver there. Never really got separation, did the Madill wide receiver, and then good job by the linebackers and the defensive line for getting it in the backfield quick enough to where there wasn't really a decision to be had. Almost another forced turnover by the Lions, but really good 3rd down and 8, doing your work early in the downs to set up probably another passing situation here if I were to guess.
Yeah, Madill's been liking going trips out of it, but we're going to get a timeout here for the Wildcats. Think this one over. 3rd and 8 coming up for them.
35 your score, 35-0. I say your score, 9:17 left to go here in the first half. We will be right back after a couple messages. You are watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the
Ethan Mosher is going to wrap up Madill's quarterback on the drop back on the pass for a sack on the night. So 4th and long for the Madill Wildcats. Another punting scenario coming up for both teams.
Looks to be an obvious punting scenario, like Carson said, for Madill. Just want to take a quick moment to shout out tonight's game sponsor, First United Bank and Mortgage. Big shout out to them, not only because they're tonight's game sponsor, but also they've been with us since the beginning, 3 years ago. Can't believe we're almost to the conclusion of year 3. Looks like we're going to get another timeout from Madill, back to back. Don't think that's. I don't think the Madill coach looks very happy, but we'll take a break with them. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
Welcome back. 4th down for the Lion defense in an obvious punting situation. Carson?
Looks like that one's going to soar out of bounds. It's going to be signaled for the Lions to take over on their own side of the field. Let's see where they mark this one off. Looks like we're going to be right around Madill's 40-yard line.
I was talking a little bit about the 50s for Madill and how that was their first ticket to the quarterfinals with a loss to Eureka. In school history, they actually made it once more to the quarterfinals. That was in 1974 when they were in Class A. They beat a little town called Fox in the first round, 14-8, and then they would eventually lose to Millwood in the quarters, 33-14. I guess it's probably expanded a little bit. Quarters don't come until, for Class A, they don't come until third round now.
Quarterback
right?
change here for the Lions. Noah Smith is going to take the snap, hand it off to Vaughn McIntyre. McIntyre is going to get a gain of about 3 yards on the run up the middle. I've always been curious if we could get a adjusted for class inflation on a lot of those.
Yeah,
because at one point 3A, was the biggest classification, and obviously kept changing as more schools partaking in extracurriculars.
It's very interesting, right? Because in the 70s, Madill made it to the quarters after just one win over Fox. But in the 90s, they actually beat Newcastle in the first round in 91 when they were a 3A school, but got eliminated by Watonga in the second round. So obviously some inflation, like you said.
McIntyre is going to take a handoff yet again. Tackled by 2 Madill Wildcats after maybe another 2 or so yard gain. So 3rd and 7 coming up for the Lions. 7:17 left to go in the second quarter. Ball on the 37-yard line in Madill territory.
By the way, we did talk about Blanchard and Madill facing off in that 2012 state championship team. That was actually in the second round. Madill ends up going over to beat Star Spencer 27-14. That would eventually lose in that second round game to the Lions. So obviously a lot of people, a lot of fans remember that season quite fondly, especially middle school Drake.
Noah Smith is going to fake the jet sweep handoff. Rest Victory goes immediately up the middle. Noah Smith is going to get a rushing touchdown of the night. Yarbrough and Sons touchdown. Yet again for the Blanchard Lions offense. So 6:36 left to go in the second quarter.
We don't have a dedicated
41-0.
We don't have a dedicated stats and info group, sadly, to go up to, but that might have been the longest run touchdown combo of Noah Smith's season.
Probably for Noah. I know he had a rushing touchdown on Hara, kind of up on the quarterback keeper, but that was within the red zone. It was maybe about 10 or so yards. So Alex Price's PAT is good yet again for tonight. So 42-0 for your Lions. Rolling clock going on already?
Yeah, rolling clock. I don't know if we're necessarily going to argue against it. We've already had a touchdown call for the Lions that was supposed to be a touchback, but we're going to take a break regardless. We'll be right back. You are watching Blanchard Lions football on Blanchard Lions TV.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network.
Welcome back. We have official running clock right now. There was about 5 minutes and 35 seconds when we went to our break. We are now down to 4:35 here in the second quarter. Blanchard up on Madill big, 42-0.
Kind of a little higher arching kickoff there from Campbell. 21 for the Wildcats is brought down. A couple of Lions kickoff defenders there.
How are the binoculars working for you?
I'm liking them so far. I've been
Yeah?
being on top and not in the window.
Yeah.
Might help on it.
Gotta
I've kinda
say.
figured out got the middle finger on the focus middle adjuster and then just holding it in the right hand.
We hope
Phone
everyone
in the left.
We hope everyone had a wonderful Halloween last night. I do have to say the weather is absolutely fantastic here in southern Oklahoma, Madill, America, our destination for tonight's game. 3:49 left on the clock, which is completely running. I don't know if that's because we started late to start the game because of senior activities, but we'll take it.
Yeah, an incompletion there for the Wildcats on their first play of the drive. Just kind of tried to hit again their outside receiver on just a quick pass, really, because got a little bit of softer coverage from the corners, but incompleted, and our guys were there immediately in the event it had been completed. So 2nd and 10 coming up for Madill, 3:19 to go.
I will say this on top. We do have the Great Nate with us. We do have a third headset. We have had a third headset with us all throughout the year. There are a couple of important things going on in the Blanchard athletic sphere that we will get to at halftime. About 3 minutes here left in the second.
Hand off the middle is going to be brought down by Gunnar Fugit and others. 33's run for the Wildcats goes for about 3 yards, brings up 3rd and 7 for them.
I guess we should also note it's been a great fall year for Blanchard sports in general. Band goes out and gets a state win. Blanchard softball makes a deep run. We'll talk about cross country here at the break. Really good representation for this Lions group, though, across the board.
Lions bringing 4. Handoff up the middle for the Wildcats. Going to be right around marker to gain. I think the Blanchard defense has only given up 1
first down
on the night.
That
on
was
that
the first
drive
drive.
when they jumped off sides.
Oh.
I don't think that was the first one, but I think it was the second one.
Yeah, I think you're right. A great job by the Lions, both defensive and offensively. Some stuff that we didn't get to see last week. Obviously, the turnovers didn't force one at all last game, but they're in abundance here tonight, and it's a welcome sight to see.
Lions bringing heavy down on the defense there in the obvious run situation. I think they're going to give the Madill Wildcats this first down after the tough run up the middle. Number 7 for quarterback again for the Wildcats.
We are going to be talking just around the athletic sphere for Blanchard, but don't forget, coming up at halftime here in about a couple of minutes, we will also be going over some scores around 4A and just Oklahoma in general. That is also brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage, who is also tonight's game sponsor at Madill. They're also on the billboard, or the scoreboard for Madill, so very good representation for First United here tonight.
So after the fake handoff, quick pass out on the edge. It's going to be incompleted yet again to the bottom side of the formation. Lions defense getting a stop on the first down. 2nd and 10 coming up again for the Wildcats. 40 seconds left to go in this half.
Yeah, I think that was a textbook example right there of just kind of hearing footsteps a little bit. A little pass out to the right flat there from Madill. Blanchard sniffed it out very well, had 2 guys ready to bring the boom. And it's exactly what you saw on your TV screen.
Wildcats maybe trying for one more play here before the half. Handoff up the middle is going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Whistle is blown, and that's going to bring us to Lions halftime against the Madill Wildcats. 42-0, your score for tonight.
Carson, I know it's been, a couple weeks? I believe Tecumseh was your last outing for us.
No rain so far, knock on wood.
A couple of things have been going on since then, but with the score what it is right now going in halftime, 42-0 over Madill, just tell me how we got here to that score.
Yeah, you just kind of had some light go your way on that muffed kickoff, number 1. But 2, with Madill kind of being a younger team, it's kind of shown its ugly side to it for the Wildcats, unfortunately. But just a lot of good, just kind of one explosive play on each drive is how we've gotten here. Carter's legs and hands, contributing 3 of those. And then we're getting to see some variety here with Noah Smith going in for that quarterback change, him showing off his speed downhill, punching it in. Perfect on the night so far for PAT. So overall, like we were seeing, this is what we needed to see coming off of last week. So just continuing to execute. Like we said, the only downside so far has been about 2 or 3 holding penalties, but that's out of 6 drives we've had so far. So defensively, they're just doing a good job of shutting down the run from what we've seen. I think on that last drive might have been one of their furthest runs on a single play that they've gotten. We've kind of gotten fortunate on some of those with the incompletions, but even on those plays, if it had been completed, we had defenders in the area that were more than primed to make a play on the ball.
Coach Craig was adamant this week at the coaches' show that Blanchard needed to do their work early in order to get some guys rested up going into next week and the eventual playoff stretch that will be here in about 2 weeks counting. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 10-minute break here, and when we get back on the other side, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to take people around the league, both 4A and beyond, and maybe give some scores on what's going around the state of Oklahoma. Then we're going to talk to Blanchard's very own, the great Nate, about what is happening in the cross-country world tomorrow on Saturday. We'll be back in 10 minutes. You are watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Surface Expert your repair.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future, discover a path worth traveling down, find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school-ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners. Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Hello, and welcome back to Madill, America. It is halftime. We are doing the Macarena up on the visitors' press box. It is the second time we've been outside, and second time, knock on wood, second time in a row that we have had great weather, especially with the storms coming in tomorrow. Really, truly feels like the first fall experience this weekend, and I'm glad. And I know Todd would be glad if he was here as well, because I think the one small complaint you can make about Oklahoma as far as climate and weather, it's always really hot hots and really cold colds, and we rarely get that fall weather in between. It's usually too far gone too soon. So enough about weather talk. It is halftime. We have about 8 minutes left to go. They will add some time off on when the teams get back on the field. But without further ado, we are going to go to the halftime scoreboard update brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage. First United Bank and Mortgage also tonight's game sponsor. Big shout out. They've been with us since the beginning. I will start in 4A, and then me and Carson will alternate some of the bigger schools. But let's start close to home in Class 4A. Stillwell down big against Sallisaw. Sallisaw 7-1 on the year, 49-0 the score at the half. Cushing, maybe surprising to a couple people out there, Cushing is in a dogfight right now with Fort Gibson at the half, 20-17. Bethany is skunking Tecumseh 41-0. That is in the second quarter. Ada, another maybe surprising score out there for some. Ada, who had a big victory last week, 28-14 against 0-8 Glenpool. That is in the second quarter. Wagner is up big on Skiatook, 62-6 at the half. If our collision course stays the way it is, Wagner will be facing Blanchard in a rematch of last year, except much earlier in the playoff run. That will be in the second
if they get past first round.
Correct. Douglas
1 week
Cash.
at a time.
Douglas Cash, both 1-7 teams. Cash up big on Douglas, 27-0 at the half. You know the score here. It's a skunking in Madill, 42-0 at the half. Blanchard leads. Ardmore is up 14-7 on Hera at the half. Grove and Ulaga are in a dogfight, 14-7 at the half, 7-6 at the half. Podo, maybe another surprising entrant there. Podo is down currently to 4-4 Hilldale, 21-14 at the half. Bridge Creek down big against Elk City, 31-6 at the half. Miami, probably one of the more surprising stories, I would say. In 4A, Miami is up 14-0 over Catoosa. Miami 6-1 on the year. Tuttle up big over Chickasha, 42-0 at the half. Elgin, a team that had come down from 5A last year and has looked very dominant in all of their appearances so far. They're up against 7-1-1 Clinton. I don't know why there's a 1 there. 7-1 Clinton, 28-0. That game is still in the second quarter. Elgin leads. Weatherford is up 14-0 to 1-6 Woodward at the half. And finally, McLean, another surprising blow. I believe this game might have happened yesterday. McLean goes out and beats Broken Bow 48-12. That's 4-4 McLean beating 6-2 Broken Bow at McLean. I believe it is your turn, Carson. You're giving us 6A1, I believe.
6A1's what I've got queued up. Number one in that for the year. Looking like it's going to continue that way so far, with Owasso leading the Norman North Timberwolves 36-20. Next, we got Eben Memorial up on Broken Bow, 34-21. Mustang and Norman keeping it close at halftime. Mustang leading 14-13. More comfortably ahead of Edmond North, 35-7 in the second. Number 3, Union up on Westmore, 42-0. Bixby ahead of Deer Creek, 34-3. The Millers of Yukon up 7-0 on the Wolves of Santa Fe, Edmond Santa Fe. And then Enid trailing Jinx by a lot, 42-0 in the second quarter.
I got your 6A2 scores hot and ready here. Not a sponsor is Little Caesars. Stillwater beats Piedmont 49-7 in Class 6A2. Putnam City West goes out and loses to 1-7 Bartlesville, 33-9. Excuse me, that game is at the half. Bartlesville is up 33-9. Putnam City is up on Southmore, 28-14 at the half. Muskogee, a lot of people's favorite in 6A2, the Roughers of Muskogee. They are up big on Sapulpa, 4-4. Sapulpa is 36-7 at the half. Muskogee leads. Sand Springs is up against PC North, 21-6. I believe that is the game that our compatriots over at the franchise have tonight. Putnam City North down Sand Springs, 21-6. Choctaw, a lot of people's other favorite in Class 6A2. Choctaw up 38-7 over Eisenhower in the second. And a game that has no score updates, probably because neither of these teams are in the conversation for top of 6A2. Northwest Classen and U.S. Grant facing each other tonight.
Just tossing out some 5A scores while we're still here. Newcastle and Bishop McGinnis are tied at half, both teams with 7. Noble El Reno leading 10-7 at the half. Number 2 ranked Del City is only up by 7 on the Claremore Zebras with a score of 20-14. Let's see, there's one other. Carl Albert and Guthrie, that game is at half as well. Carl Albert is up 22-0 on the Blue Jays. Carl Albert undefeated. Guthrie coming in with a 6-2 record on that one. Coweta trailing Booker T. Washington Hornets 10-7. That's still showing a first quarter score, so that's might be prone to change, barring any updates from fans there.
We never do this. In fact, we haven't done this at all this season. I'm going to give you a couple scores from Class C, some 8-man football. And the reason I'm doing this is because Tipton is one of the teams in Class C, and that is the first ever team in Oklahoma that Blanchard has beaten. As far as history goes, they were the first team that Blanchard beat in football playoffs history. I believe that game was back in the 30s, if I believe. So with that being said,
might or might not have been around yet.
Right. So with that being said, Tipton is number 1 in Class C, and they're currently in a dogfight right now with Geary, who is 6-2. They are 20-12. Tipton leads, and that is in the second quarter. And I'll give you one more score from Class C. Number 2, Timberlake, who is 8-0 on the year, beat Beaver, who is 0-8 on the year, 60-8. That was your First United Bank and Mortgage halftime scoreboard update, bringing you some scores both in 4A and around the greater scope of Oklahoma. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 3-minute break. There's about 1:30 left on the clock, but the players are going to get an extended chance to warm up here for the second half. Don't know if we're going to get running clock in the second half right away, but we will keep you updated on that. But when we come back, we will be talking with the great Nate about some of the greater happenings over in the sportsverse of Blanchard. You are watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
Surface X. In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
So you want to create your future? Discover a path worth traveling down? Find a career to get excited about. For decades, Career Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Oklahoma Career Tech.
This back-to-school season, give your home the connection it deserves with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Experience the power of Wi-Fi 6 technology for smoother streaming, gaming, and learning. And with the Go Pioneer Smart Wi-Fi app, Managing your home network is a breeze. Choose from multiple plans with symmetrical speeds for lightning-fast uploads and downloads. Get your family school ready with Go Pioneer Fiber Internet. Sign up today at gopioneer.com.
Stream with Oklahoma's #1 high school streaming service, Squirtle.tv. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
The AMG team is based in Oklahoma City and delivers your organization revenue enhancement through a combination of data science, innovative marketing, and business automation. We think like owners and behave as long-term partners.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are under a minute until the beginning of the third quarter here in Madill, America. Blanchard, your Blanchard Lions lead the Wildcats 42-0. I'm counting 40 seconds left on the clock. Before we get to the happenings of the second half, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing a man that is said very much on this program, but has very rarely actually spoke on this program. That is the great Nate Holding. Nate, hello, my friend. How are you enjoying Madill, America so far tonight?
Well, Drake, it's like we were saying during the break. Up top on the press box. I'm just glad it's not freaking cold outside. But so far, so good. Doing good. I got my back behind me. I got my pink lemonade extra gum, so that's gonna keep me in tail for the ride home. Oh.
So before we get the kickoff here, Nate, just maybe tell the people that are watching on the stream what's going on tomorrow and how they could potentially be supporters of the state happenings in your neck of the woods tomorrow.
So as Drake was saying, kind of talking about some sports going around Blanchard. One of them was cross country. Last week, Blanchard boys and girls competed at regionals at Westmore. Blanchard girls, they placed fourth at regionals with our Blanchard's #1 runner, Abby Lee, being actually, in fact, regional champion.
Lovely.
So she will be competing at state along with the rest of the girls' team, and girls placed fourth. Boys placed third at state. At regionals. And both teams will be competing at state tomorrow at Edmond Santa Fe. Girls will be running at 9:50.
Okay.
And the boys will be running at 10:25.
Lovely. Lovely. So basically, what Nate's saying is be there, be square tomorrow to support the cross-country team, both boys and girls, because there's a very good chance they're going to be potentially medaling on that stage.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Nate, we'll be reconvening with you throughout the night. Thank you for your participation.
No problem.
We will be back with you, but because of what's happening on the field, I now turn it over to the man on my right, Carson Craig, who is back from a very quick bathroom break, I must say. Carson, welcome back to the fold.
Thank you for letting me hop back on.
I didn't let you. I mean, this is your thing. I'm just here to commentate.
Lions already starting out the second half with some mass substitutions here. New line up front. Noah Smith in at quarterback. He's going to pass to Derek Palmer to the bottom of the formation. Palmer's going to go and get a First United first down. Finally tackled by 3 Madill Wildcats players already into Madill territory. However, we do have a flag on the field.
I believe that was going to be a holding on Jace Vermillion there on the edge, so wide receiver hold. Got a running clock. We did not know if that would happen right away. But with that being said, we were warning the people that are still with us here for the second half. This is one of my favorite games of the year, a.k.a. games where Blanchard holds a commanding lead over a team, because we're going to get to see a ton of subs come in. So some of the guys on the team that are those second, third stringers that we don't get to say their names out a whole lot, we will be making sure to shout out their names all throughout the second half.
Johnson Conway is going to take the handoff up the middle after the enforced penalty. First and long for the Lions. He's going to go and get Lions offense about 3 yards. After the handoffs, we got 2nd and 14 coming up for the Lions. 9:48 to go in the second quarter.
I'll tell you a couple things. It's been a good night for First United Bank and Mortgage because of how many first downs there have been, and it's been a very good night for Yarbrough and Sons Heating and Air because of how many touchdowns they have been.
I feel like First United's kind of got shorted with how many of the explosive plays have come from that.
Very
where
true.
It's been a touchdown, or technically, it would have been a first down. He gets tackled, but it takes it all the way to the house. Palmer with another run for the Lions offense out on that edge. Minimal gain, maybe about a yard or two. Wildcats there in position to shut that down. So Lions faced with a 3rd and 12 as Noah Smith will lead out this unit.
Say, we've called a couple of names out tonight, Noah Smith being one of them, a big run from him in the first, but Chauncey Conway getting some reps over at running back.
Noah Smith finds Palmer on the quick slant route, but two are unable to connect. That's going to bring up probably the first punting situation for the Lion offense tonight.
Derek Palmer, one of the first names we'll call. That's a freshman, Derek Palmer, at that, was playing that inside receiver position, just to throw a little bit behind, couldn't quite corral it, but Derek Palmer, the first of some names that we'll be calling out as far as underclassmen go. The first freshman we've called out tonight. 8:20 left on the clock. Like we said, it is running. This is going to be the first running clock of the year for the Lions. It might have been one of the only running clocks in the first half in the state of Oklahoma all season as well.
So Lions offense elects to not go with the punt. Smith is going to pass to Palmer again at the bottom of the formation after a violent collision on the Madill's 45-yard line. We're going to have the first turnover of the night for the Lions, and the Lions' new second defensive unit's going to field out to take on the Wildcats.
Another part of love seeing these types of games is you get to see some of the coaches, get some coaching in for some game reps for the younger guys. I saw Coach Kirshner down there saying, throw that stiff arm out there. It's good that it was a big hit. It's kind of scary sometimes, but maybe could have gained some extra yards there if you give him the stiff arm.
Wildcats using motion in the backfield yet again with the slot receiver. 21 is going to be brought down in the backfield, way behind the.
Is that Connor
Schuler? Going to wrangle 21 down for the Wildcats.
I believe that is of the great Nate's cloth, a.k.a. his class, a junior. Is Connor Schuler. He was back there. He's a little quick guy, too. Just getting there in the backfield and wrangling him down.
8-yard loss for the Wildcats after Schuler's tackle. Wildcats still with 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Handoff up the middle. The Wildcats are going to get a little bit closer back to the original line of scrimmage on this drive. 3rd and 14 coming up. 6:28 left to go in the third quarter.
Nate, I'm going to bring you back in for a little bit. We don't really get to highlight some of the stuff that happens behind the scenes with these broadcasts. You've been an integral part of the media team here at Blanchard. Maybe just talk a little bit more about them and just the process that is a game day, trying to get all the media set up before kickoff actually happens.
Well, I tell you what, home games are a whole lot easier than away games. So I'll start with home games. So normally, Miss Robertson, she does a great job. Usually she's at the box beforehand, and she just really gets all the equipment in the box. And what we do with our press box, we have a camera on top of us, and we just drop our HDMI cable down. We just plug it all in, and we're set from there. And you guys, including myself, get to enjoy a really nice time in the box. But when it comes to away games like this, what we had to do, we had to have. It's really easy setup. We have this table over here with all of our equipment and stuff, and then we obviously have Gabe, our amazing camera guy, and that's really much about it. It's not really all that difficult of a process, but it's definitely worthwhile. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. I do want to say seems to be an injured player down on the field right now. The clock has stopped with about 5:37 left to go here in the game, getting tended to on the Blanchard sideline. Don't really saw what happened. There's pretty much a group of bodies over, so I think it might have been either an awkward landing or just a collision. but Madill players kneeling on the field right now. Blanchard following suit here. We're going to take a quick 1-minute break and see if we can find out some more information about what's happening down on the field. You're watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
Delivering measurable results for nearly 20 years has made the AMG team known for our ability to efficiently and effectively execute objectives. We're ready to help raise your organization to a higher level of success, so visit us today at theamgteam.com.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros
Welcome back. The injured player from Madill was the QB. He gets up under his own power, walks out to the Madill sideline. A punting situation for Madill.
Ball is going to bounce out on Lions sideline right around their own 30-yard line. So we're going to get a second look at the second unit coming out for the Lions offense tonight.
Nate, I'm bringing you back in.
All right.
Because I want to hear more about what you do. You are a part of the media team. You are behind the scenes, but you also do a little bit of commentary. Is that right, for basketball season? Maybe talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I dabble every now and then. So that's something lucky for you, Drake. You're one of the guys I look up to because I know that you've been going to college to do this stuff.
Come on now.
But, yeah, so I started out my freshman year doing LSN, just started commentating basketball with Tyler Rogers and Luke Meeker because I saw Gavin Graves and Lincoln Smith when they did it their first LSN time when Jeffries was still here. And that's something I really wanted to do because I remember always commentating Thunder games back in the day just by myself, just say, what's for top of the three, you got it, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of stuck. Things I kind of stuck with going into sophomore year. It was a little different now that Jeffries had left, and now we got Robertson.
Yeah.
But she's done a great job, and now it makes me more knowledgeable of the whole media process of all the stuff that we have. I know how to do all this sound stuff now.
I think Carson and I can both attest because Carson and I went to the school at the same time.
Word up.
The resources that you guys have now, as far as a media class, a dedicated, media teacher.
Yeah.
That's invaluable for experience down the line. But really glad that, students at Blanchard that have an interest in media are able to actually go out and do it not only, in tests, but also in practice as well. So the media team for Blanchard, the media outlook for Blanchard, very, very high, very esteemed. And from a former Lion, very, very jealous of what you guys have now.
Yeah, that's something that me and my dad talk about often, that, hey, some of these guys who are doing it right now, they don't have the advantages that you have, especially at this young age. Hey, I'm only 16.
That's right.
I'm still doing this right now. I mean, I got a big head start on some other people who do, really good jobs at this and, do this for a living. And so that sets me up on a good resume, as my dad says.
Carson?
Two-back set for the Lions. Conway is hit pretty early into that play develop. Bounced off of first initial contact tackler, but is going to be brought down for a loss of about 6 yards for that Lions offense. Earlier, starting off this drive, we did get a first down. First catch of that series was by Ethan Cole, the junior. Trying to remember how they got the first United.
I guess we should say as this play is going to be snapped.
It was late. They had a late hit or kind of unnecessary roughness, probably what it got called. But Noah Smith is going to pass across the middle. Is going to hit Ethan Cole again. Ethan Cole is going to go and get a First United first down on the catch and run over into Wildcat territory after the play. So Lions Going to get the ball to start going now on the 32-yard line.
I guess we should say we were talking about Chauncey, getting blown up in the backfield. With the amount of underclassmen that are going to be subbing in and out, you're kind of seeing the same thing happen in Norman right now. With the amount of underclassmen that are, coming in and out, there might be just a couple of blows that happen. You're just going to get those mistakes, but that's what game experience is for.
Noah Smith is going to pass out to Ethan Cole, I believe. Now, Derek Palmer this time, kind of the motion route to the right side of the formation. It's going to be brought down the backfield again. So, Wildcat defense, seeing some positives here for them. These first initial plays kind of putting Blanchard in a little bit of a pickle with further to go, But yeah, with that offensive line, that's such a chemistry and cohesive unit where that's needed.
It's a rep thing for sure.
Communicate. No, this guy to the left of me, this guy to the right of me is going to get that blocked, and I can go elsewhere. Noah Smith's going to make a couple of fakes after getting immediate pressure after the fake handoffs. He's going to go and actually get some yards to gain on the quarterback scramble run. So 3rd and about 8 to go for the Lions. 38 seconds clock ticking here in the third quarter.
One of those situations.
Snap clock at 25.
One of those situations we've seen before where it seems like the pocket is collapsing on the Blanchard QB and, a couple of really, really good individual efforts, and you're able to scrounge over some yards that you didn't think you had before. So really good individual effort there from Noah Smith to gain as much as he could.
4-wide set here. Last play of the third quarter for the Lions. Motion cross, fly motion. Run up the middle by Conway. It's going to bring up a 4th and 5 for the Lions heading into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be the end of the third here on a running clock in Madill, America. Blanchard up big over Madill, 42-0. We're going to take a quick break. You are watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here in Madill, America. Blanchard leads the Wildcats 42-0. Tonight's fourth quarter brought to you by the Dental Garage. Carson, I pass duties over to you as a flag 3, a trio of yellow comes out onto the field.
So it looked like Lions were going to try to go with a hard count here to get that 4th and 6 to be a 4th and 1. Left tackle Colin Schuler kind of looks like he moved after Madill might have almost bit on the hard count. So that movement's going to back up the Lions to 4th and 11 to go here. Ball now on Madill's 38-yard line. 28. That's 38. Scoreboard's off. Flying motion from Derek Palmer across. Noah Smith wanted to pass it. Covered up. Takes off downhill. Be brought down way short of the line. So Lions defensive unit's going to swap out with this secondary offensive unit here.
One of those rare occasions tonight that, Blanchard has a running clock. First time of the year for them. Might be the first time this year where it started running in the first half. But with that being said, there's going to be a lot of other games still being played as Blanchard probably will come to an end here in probably the next 12 to 15 minutes or so. We will keep you updated on those scores as the game keeps rolling on here in Madill.
Two receivers at the bottom of the formation. We get whistles right at the snap. Probably get a false start here on the Wildcats. We're actually going to get an offsides this time on the Lions defense, so Madill going to get a 1st and 5 to go on this series.
Just a couple of scores in Blanchard's district that might be worth taking a look at. Bethany up big over Tecumseh 41-0. Tuttle up big on Chickasha 48-0. Chickasha, the final regular season game that will be at home for Blanchard next week.
Senior night as well, so some pregame recognition activities for that senior class, recognizing their efforts and come out and kind of hear what these great young men are going to do in their lives after that final tick on the football clock.
If I can maybe offer a word of advice to the pregame happenings that will be next week, maybe don't go over the kickoff start like Madill did. We started, I think at 7:15 was the time of the kickoff, so as long as we're not doing that, I think it's going to be a great pregame festivity next week.
I'm going to advocate for them. That might have been the first time they decided to do all fall sports. At a football game, and just didn't know how to time that up, how to anticipate for it. So just a little over the kick, but with tonight's running clock, it's unfortunately hasn't affected much.
A fun fact about Madill that I believe I said on the coach's show, but there is a train track that rolls through Madill, and if there was any more traffic that would be affected by the train because of how long it takes to get over the tracks, it would be illegal. Like the way that they do things would be illegal.
No gain for the Wildcats. And second defensive unit shuts that run down early.
Basically what I'm saying is if the same schedule of train that comes through Madill was in Oklahoma City, I don't know who would get arrested, but it's illegal for you to hold up traffic for that long. The only reason they can get away with it here is because the lack of traffic that Madill actually has. So just a fun fact about Madill, America for you.
7 taking the snap yet again for the Wildcats. Going to pass to the bottom of his formation. Get a yellow by the field after he's tackled by Ethan Cole for the Lions. So we await to see. Might have another holding call just kind of on how the play develops.
We did mention that the fourth quarter sponsor, the Dental Garage, they've been the fourth quarter sponsor all year for us. Big shout out there. One of the new faces on the block this year. We do also want to thank a couple other sponsors: Quick Wrench, RV Oasis, Keeler Custom Homes, Craig and Strait Orthodontics, Tanner Foster, Edward Jones, the Dental Garage, Blanchard Animal Hospital, Coops Performance Gym, the Wolf Family, Blanchard Eye Care. Those are just some of the sponsors that have been along with us. Both, there's a mix of been with us for forever and new faces as well, but we appreciate every single one of them. This season simply couldn't happen without your efforts.
Quarterback from Madill rolling out to his right. He's going to try to connect on the flag route. Incomplete. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 20 for the Wildcats. Defense. Test here, kind of anticipating pass coming up.
Could be wrong. That might have been the longest attempt of the night for Madill, even though it was incomplete. That's just kind of how the defense has gone tonight for Blanchard. They played a suffocating style of defense where Madill has kind of really been hampered to being one-dimensional, a.k.a. running the ball. And you saw it. They had very, very early success in the first quarter, getting maybe like 1 first down, if that, but it really has been all the tracks have just absolutely been blocked from there on out. So really good job by Blanchard to take care of business early.
Trips to the top of the formation, rolling out to the right side yet again. It's a scramble out. Got a long ways to go. He's going to be initially tackled by, it's like almost to be 3/4 of that Blanchard defense after a gain of 9 yards. So 4th and long for the Wildcats. 6:36 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was a very slow developing play for Madill. He felt like the QB hung around in the flats for forever. Good job by Blanchard to rally to the ball. Like you said, Carson got about 4 or 5 guys in on that tackle, and it resulted in a very, very short gain and an obvious punting situation here for the Wildcats in Madill.
Back deep to receive is Ethan Cole.
It's a really good kick.
Good kick by the Wildcats. He's going to let it bounce. Wildcats are going to eventually down that. Blanchard's own 6-yard line. Clock continuing to run. 5:55 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Band has been lively. As we said, might be the first game of the year where the band did not perform at halftime, but when you can have the band travel about, 2 hours, at least for me, 2 hours to come to a blowout, then that's a pretty good sign of camaraderie between the organizations, the programs that Blanchard has representing.
Probably helps your traveling crowd get a little bit even more motivated when it's not 40 degrees and a bitter north wind.
Right, and like I said,
in on you.
Very good Blanchard contingent here tonight. I mean, Madill, not the biggest of stands as far as visitors, but pretty much filled to the brim with Blanchard Lions supporters, and for good reason. This team is looking for a deep playoff run in its near future.
Noah Smith is going to somehow sneak the ball through a tight window. Number 10 for the Lions, Luke Young, is going to bring yet another Yarbrough & Sons touchdown on the night. First of the second half. Probably one of the longest passing touchdowns we've had on the year. That is a 94-yard toss and completion.
That is also the first touchdown of the year for Luke Young. I believe he is a junior, as told to me by the great Nate to my left. And you know what? I might say it. We might have a leader in the clubhouse for the LB Realty Group Player of the Game. By the way, I just realized I misspoke pregame. The starting lineups that we said at the very first was brought to you by Brightway Insurance. I believe I said the LB Realty Group. That is my apologies. Big shout out to Brightway Insurance for being our starting lineup sponsor all 3 years. The score in Madill with a running clock of 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Your Lions 49, the Madill Wildcats 0. We're going to take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back. You are watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.
In our business and at our firm, it's all about preparation, preparation, preparation. We are advocates for our client. We speak for them. So as a part of that advocacy, it involves hiring the best experts. It's doing the legal research. It's doing the medical research. That is advocacy behind the scenes. It's not just the bells and whistles in front of the jury.
Welcome back. 2 minutes and 30 seconds here in Madill. It is the fourth quarter brought to you by the Dental Garage. I'll go ahead and say it right now. The quickest fourth quarter brought to you by the Dental Garage we will have all season. I feel confident in saying that. I know that Chickasha doesn't have that well of a record, but I don't think they will be as unfortunate as this Madill team has been tonight. Like we said, running clock. It looks like Blanchard D is going to get one more shot at getting a fourth, maybe a stop here on defense with 2 minutes running clock, maybe just a couple more plays if that. But Carson, we were talking about it over the break. Since it is a running clock, we're going to go ahead and say it. We're going to give tonight's LB Realty Group Player of the Game to Noah Smith. Noah coming in usually, in the second quarter, I believe was his first taste of action, and he threw, not only did he throw one of the longest touchdown passes, maybe the longest touchdown pass of the season, but also ran a long one in as well. I believe that was the third quarter.
Pitch and go by the Wildcats is going to be completed. Get a gain of about, almost flipped the field, so ball was caught and ran up to Blanchard's own 35-yard line.
Longest gain of the night for Madill. But again, on Noah Smith, I mean, that's a guy that had to come in early in the season. And with Hudson's injury, had to play QB as a sophomore. I think he did really well. Throws a really pretty deep ball. And tonight he kind of gets his comeuppance, if you will. Finally getting his first LB Realty Group Player of the Game of the year for Noah.
Wildcats trying to get 7 on the board. We've got
and they have stopped the clock because Madill has started moving the ball, and they believe that they have a chance to score. We were really on track to have the quickest fourth quarter in history, and that may be not possible now. QB sets back, long throw to the left sideline, no good. Really good coverage there from the Lions. I believe that is Brody McDonald, 83. I'm seeing Brody McDonald on my sheet. Good step-for-step coverage there from Brody on number 16 for Madill. 34 seconds. The clock has stopped. Madill, for the first time, has entered into their own territory in the game. Looks like we got a little bit of a inside zone handoff right there. And now the clock has stopped, even though it definitely should not be stopped because that was a run play that was tackled in bounds.
And the officials are even motioning for the clock, and clock's going to start running again.
I appreciate the gamesmanship for the running clock, but also you started 15 minutes late. I don't think you have say in this game right now.
Still, probably the earliest finish we've had in a long time.
So just take this into account, people, as the clock ticks down. Madill probably going to run their final play of the night. This game started late because Madill was going through senior night festivities. We didn't end up kicking off this game until 7:15 tonight. And they stopped the clock before we ran out of bounds. This is unprecedented. I've never seen this before.
I think they just fished.
I think
they
we're
just called
fishing
game
for a score.
I think the White Hat just signaled for game over.
With that being said, this game kicked off at 7:15, and we are getting done at 9 o'clock on the dot. That includes all timeouts, injuries, and halftime festivities. Probably the quickest game that I've ever been a part of. But with that being said, 49-0 is your final score for Blanchard Madill. Carson, just some final thoughts before we get out of here on the long trip home.
Yeah, it was just, it's just kind of good that they went out there, executed, and got this game over early for what it's worth. Just trying to kind of stay healthy going into this potential playoff run. I think with that, the downside on it is you probably don't have as much film as you would like coming out of last week's loss to see if some of those areas that needed improvement, if they've improved. So just kind of the pros and cons with that, but yeah, you never complain too much about a win. So with 49 points on the board, things are looking good. Defense did their job. Same with offense with those explosive plays. So just continue to carry that, building back momentum next week, senior night against Chick-Shay, Fighting Chicks.
Big shout out to the Dental Garage for being the fourth quarter sponsor tonight. Felt like maybe a quarter of a real fourth quarter, but big shout out to them. Big shout out to First United Bank and Mortgage for being tonight's game sponsor, and then thank you to all of our sponsors for being with us all throughout the year. With that being said, Blanchard will be back in action next week, next Friday at 7 at home, the final home game of the regular season. It is senior night. Come out and support. There's going to be a lot of pre-game festivities happening, and we encourage everyone to come out. For us up here in Madill, America, myself, Drake Vidito, alongside Carson Craig, Ashley Robertson, the great Nate, and Gabe. There's a lot more people that make this stuff happen. We will get their names as well for the last regular season game of the year, which is next week, and the playoff run that will be in 2 weeks.
Good luck to cross country.
Yeah, good luck to cross country tomorrow. Be there, be square, Edmond, Santa Fe, to celebrate and to encourage rah-rah on the cross country runners. But we are saying goodnight tonight from Madill, America, and saying Lions win 49-0. You have been watching Blanchard Lions football on BlanchardLions.tv.